Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Project Trinity podcast, where local ideas drive global change. Let me ask you a question to start today's episodes. Have you ever wondered why some people in the most challenging environments are able to innovate in ways that the rest of us can't even imagine? Is it magic or luck? No, it's creativity. The the problem solving kind of creativity that isn't luxury, but it's survival. Today, we are talking about creativity and technology, but in places often overlooked by the global tech industry. We are talking about how people in Haiti and Kenya integrate technology and creativity to transform communities, support women, and build futures in places often overlooked in the global tech narrative. Because here is the thing, technology doesn't change the world, people do, but only when they are given the tools, the access, and the belief that their voices matter. And today's focus is especially on something crucial, something special, women's creativity in tech. Across the world, including here in Kenya and Haiti, women face extra barriers in accessing technology. Women face barriers in accessing training, funding, and even being heard in the first place. But they are not just fighting for a seat at the table, they are rebuilding the table. They are creating learning hubs that work offline for girls in remote villages. They are leading teams, building low cost health solutions. They are mentoring the next generations of coders and designers who will solve tomorrow's problems. If you are listening right now and you believe that technology should serve all of us, not just the privileged few, then this episode is for you. If you care about practical solutions, not empty buzzwords, stick around. And if you want to be inspired by someone who are changing the narrative in their countries, people who prove that real creativity is inclusive, real creativity is local and powerful, then you are in the right place. So make sure you follow or subscribe to the Project Trinity podcast and social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Wherever you are listening, share this episode with someone who believes is in a better, more equitable world. Because the more these stories are heard, the more they inspire action. I am your host, Valerie Jeruta, and I'm so excited to introduce our incredible guest today. Both are women innovators in tech who have not only navigated barriers but have the creativity and technical skills to design real solutions in their communities. They are leaders, they are mentors, and they are problem solvers who prove that when women in tech thrive, entire communities benefit. So grab your headphones, get comfortable, and get ready to be inspired. Let's dive in. We have with us Metusela from Haiti. We have Lillian from Kenya. We have Alexandra Jocelyn, also from Haiti. And we have Milka from Kenya. Please introduce yourself.
Okay, hello. My name is Ilya Cheruto. I'm Project Trinity Associate in Kenya. I'm today's guest, and I'm honored to be part of this conversation on creativity and technology. As a woman, I'm passionate about how we can use creativity in technology to empower not just ourselves, but also the youth around us. I believe creativity isn't limited to art or expression. It also shows up in how we solve problems, use digital things, tools, and create new opportunities through innovation. I've seen how women are using technology in creative ways, starting online business, leading community WhatsApp groups, creating educational content, and mentoring young girls in digital skills. These are powerful examples for leadership through creativity. Technology alone doesn't create change, it is the creative ideas behind it, especially from women, that make the real difference. That's what excites me the most. How women are reimagining what's possible through technology and how we can continue creating spaces where young people can explore, build, and lead. Welcome to today's conversation.
Technology alone can't make change. It says creativity is the heart and technology is the hand. Hello, everyone. My name is Milka Titika. I'm a proud Kenyan creative and tech lover, and I'm super excited to be here today. I'm passionate about using technology to tell stories, uplift communities, and open doors for others, especially women. I'm also part of Project Trinity organization, which is all about celebrating heritage, creativity, and community through innovation. So let's dive in today's conversation. Thank you.
Good morning or good evening. I'm happy to be here today. I'm Metushela Janselis. We are going to spend 60 great minutes. Thank you for watching. Take your seat. You are in the best light. Thank you.
Hello to everyone who from to everywhere. I'm Alexandra Jocelyn, Project Associate in Haiti. I'm very excited to be there in the Amazon podcast this morning with us. I want to say somebody in the live, don't forget to share, to comment, to like the podcast. And I say welcome to this platform. Thank you.
Thank you so much. As you have seen, they are all women. They are women who are passionate about technology. So we are going to have a conversation with you, Lillian. Lillian, do you think creativity is something we are born with, or it's something we learn?
Okay, I believe that creativity is something we are born with, but it is also something that grows and evolves with exposure, learning, and experience. From a young age, we show signs of imagination and problem solving. But what really shapes our creativity is our environment and the tools we are given. Growing up, creativity often meant using what was available, making things by hand, doing crafts, or fixing items around the house. It wasn't about expensive tools or equipment. Some time back, people had to physically gather to showcase their work, whether in markets, community meetings, or events. Now, we are in a different era. With smartphones and digital tools like Canva, young people, especially women, can express creativity digitally. I have also embraced a platform like AutoCAD in engineering, which allow for precise technical design. We also use an AI tools that assist with ideas generation or writing and even coding. For me, creativity was shaped by a blend of traditional, resourceful thinking and modern tools that expanded my potential. That mix helped me to move from imagining ideas to actually building them, whether in class projects or in real world applications. Yeah.
I love that perspective that that creativity it's influenced by you are born with, and it can also be influenced by the environment. Like now, for the lady who has just spoken, Miss Lillian, she has a background in engineering, of which she has said that she used the AutoCAD for designing. So, back to you, Metusela. Metusela, how would you describe creativity in Asian communities?
Thank you, Valerie. Creativity is the ability that we have to create something or in ideas to create something. Creativity in Asian communities is everywhere. It's in the hands of the artisan shaping total into art. It's in the cook creating delicious fusion dishes from local ingredients. And it's in the musician remixing traditional rhythms with modern beats. Our creativity is our creativity is
I like
our
the
crea-
point where Methuselah has mentioned that creativity is ideas. Project 3 itself is an idea and it's a creativity because it has seen the barriers of the remote areas where before we didn't have access to internet and power. But the creativity in Project Trinity is where they came up with the power access where now we can be seen online. And to me personally, creativity has shaped my journey in tech. To me, creativity is about seeing possibilities where others see problems. It's about combining culture, passion, and tech to build something meaningful. As women in tech, creativity has allowed me to carve out my own lane. I haven't always had the latest tool or access, but I've always had ideas. And that's where my strength lies. Creativity keeps me bold, curious, and always ready to grow. Thank you.
That is great, Miss Milika. That creativity is just it comes from the imagination. You just imagine something, then you write it down. After writing it, then you can implement it. Miss Milika has used a very great example of Project Trinity. It just came as an imagination, then it's now in action. So to Alexandra, culture is often the heartbeat of creativity. How does your cultural background inspire the way you think to solve problems, and how does it innovate your work?
Thank you, Valerie, for this amazing question. For me, I come from a culture where people make the most out of what they have. In Haiti, we learn from a young age to find solutions even when resources are limited. That shaped my ability to think outside the box, to use creativity as a tool for innovation, adaptation, and community support. My culture gives me a spirit of resilience, openness, and solution oriented thinking. Thank you.
Yes, that is great. I love that perspective. So, as we dive deeper, Lillian, as a woman in tech, what barriers have you faced, and how did creative thinking help you break through?
Okay, thank you. One of the biggest challenges I have faced as a woman in tech is being underestimated or not being taken seriously, especially in technical environments. Sometimes you find yourself in a room where you belong, you are a woman only, and you feel pressure to prove you belong. There have also been times when access to advanced software, mentorship, or funding was limited. So creative thinking helped me not only survive but to grow strongly and vigorously. When I could not access expensive design software, I learned to use a software called an AutoCAD, which is efficient through online resources. When I needed to present a complex technical work to an untechnical audience, I used Canva to break it down visually. Also, we have an AI that has been a powerful companion. It helps me to brainstorm ideas, summarize documents, write reports, and even clarify technical language. These tools help me express my voice and my skills in a way that were visible and impactful, regardless of the barriers around me. Thank you.
Yes, that's a great point, Lillian. That sometimes you find yourself in a, let's say, in a conference or in a place, and you are the only you're the only woman there. So you find like you are somehow disconnected. But now, Lillian, you've said that you are very curious. You had to look for solutions. Like now, you had to learn software like AutoCAD, Canva, and do it. Use your creativity and learn it as a woman in tech. So that's very powerful. So to you, Metusela, have you seen technology unlock creativity in unexpected ways within your community?
In my own community, I've seen young people launching small business online, creating digital art, and even building podcasts like this one. Social media is no longer just for fun. It's become a canvas for expression, a tool for entrepreneurship, and a microphone for unheard voices.
Yes, that leads to perfectly into my next question to Milka. Milka, how do you stay creative when faced with limitations, be it tools, be it time or support?
Okay, thank you, Valerie, for the question. This question remind me for a training we end up going with the generation. One of the moderator asked us just to imagine where you are in a room, closed the room, someone closed the room and went with the keys, and there's no one around. Then he told us, what will you do? So for the listeners, I want to see what will you do? Your answers on the comments. For me, let's be real. Those challenges are part of the journey, but have learned that limitation don't block creativity; they fuel it. I may use of what's available, even if it's just a notebook and a free app. I collaborate with others, especially through spaces like Project Trinity, where we build together and share knowledge. Creativity thrives in communities, and that's how I stay inspired. Thank you.
Wow, that's wonderful. That's wonderful, Miss Milika. So that you are given an incident with Generation Kenya that imagine you are in a closed room and then everywhere is closed and then what and no one is outside. So what will you do so that and in case of any accident, let's say in any fire outbreak, what will you do to get outside of that building? So that's now where creativity will come into. Please, to our subscribers, I want to our listeners who are listening to us right now, please, let's we are requesting that maybe if this conversation gives meaningful is very meaningful to you, kindly place a thumb up in the comments or the emoji that you love most, and also subscribe to our channel and give us and also continue following us to listen more episodes of this. So back to Alexandra, what's pow- what's a powerful way Asian women are using tech to express creativity and solve community issues.
Yeah, Asian women are using technology to showcase their talents and support their communities. Some are launching small businesses through social media. Others use WhatsApp to sell their products. Some create podcasts, blogs, or videos to tell women's stories, advocate for rights, or educate. Technology has become a tool for freedom, execution, and solidarity for women who want to make a difference. Thank you.
Yes, that's wonderful. I love that perspective that women are really going into it. They're really going into technology to know more about technology. They're using their old ways of creativity and integrating it with technology. So to Lillian, what creative strategies have helped you to build or lead a successful tech projects?
Okay, a big part of leading successful projects is communication and clarity. So, one strategy I rely on is combining technical design with visual storytelling. For example, I also use Canva to turn those plans into easy to understand infographics or reports. So this especially important when engaging communities or decision makers who may not have a technical background. By using simple visuals, I ensure that everyone involved understands the goal, the process, and the impact. I also use AI tools to improve efficiency, whether it is organizing content, drafting emails, or developing presentations. So another strategy is to involve diverse voices from the beginning. I have seen that when people from different backgrounds share their insights, the outcome is usually more creative and more relevant to the community. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome, Miss Lillian. Such that you said that you can use your creative strategy to design to make anything in Canva, and then to give it to speak to the world, those who don't understand the non-technical or how it's designed, just a simple visual graph, and then the world will understand it. That's a good way that women are using to dive into this tech world. So to Metusela, can you share an example of a woman or a girl in tech whose creativity made a powerful impact?
Yeah, her name is Regine Zamo. She is an entrepreneur and cultural innovator. Through digital storytelling, creative platforms, and tech-based community work, she is creating bridges between Haiti and the world. Her work reminds us that technology can carry our stories farther than ever before.
Yes, that's great, Michelle, that you have an entrepreneur, a lady who uses a storytelling to to make his business known. That's very great. I see women are really going into this. So to Milka, do you think being a woman adds a unique perspective to creativity in tech fields? Why or how?
Okay, thank you, Valerie. First, the unique perspective in women is having the ability to multitask. Absolutely, we bring our experience, our emotion, and our ability to multitask, and our deep sense of connection into everything we create. Women often think beyond the products, we think about the people using it, the impact, the story behind it. That makes our creative voice in tech not just valuable, but transformative. Yeah.
Yes, that gives a lot to think about. So to Alexandra, in your opinion, what's the most creative use of technology you've seen or been part of?
Thanks, Valerie. On the most creative projects I've seen was when young Asians use increased reality to bring 80s oral storytelling traditions to life. Why? With fun, you could scan a historical set and hear local voices sharing its story. It was a beautiful way to blend tradition and innovation, preserving cultural memory through technology.
Wow, I love how they plant the tradition and then they integrate it with technology. It's really inspiring actually. So to you, Lillian, can you share a moment when your creative thinking helped you solve a real world problem?
Yes, I can share my moment. So during my final year, while I was studying in campus, I was working on a water detecting leakages using flow sensors connected to an Arduino system. So the main aim was to create a solution for areas with water loss due to the undetected leaks. But we ran into a major issue. The location we were testing had unstable power and very poor internet. That would have made a real-time data collection and monitoring impossible. Instead of giving up or scaling back the project, I looked for an alternative way. I redesigned the system to store data locally and send basic alerts via GSM modules. That is a global system for mobile communications. These don't require internet. So I created detailed technical diagrams on the AutoCAD and then used a Canva to build a presentation that even non-technical people could understand. So to make the document stronger, I used an AI tools to help me write and structure the report in a clear and professional way. So that experience showed me how blending technical knowledge with digital creativity can turn the limitations into opportunities. Yes.
Wow, that's very, very inspiring. That in your project, there was no you came up with a problem, the project faced a problem, and then there was no internet, but you try to find a creative way what you can do in absence of internet. Then you found it, you stored all your data locally, and then that's very creative that you created, you imagined how to what alternative do you have to do so that you don't lose your real-time data. That's very great, Miss Lillian. So to you, Metusela, how can tech tools like Canva, Slack, or even social media be used to foster creativity for social good?
Thank you, Valerie. With Canva, someone without design training can build beautiful content and share a message that inspires. Slack allows people to collaborate even across across. When we used with purpose, these tools don't just support creativity, they amplify it for the common good.
Yes, That's very great, Metusela. So that you can even someone who don't have any, let's say, any technical knowledge, a woman, she can just learn she can just learn a skill like Canva design, how to design something just very simple, let's say a poster, and then that poster will speak to the world. I love that. So to you Milka, can you share a creative project or a moment that made you feel empowered or seen?
Yeah, sure. One creative project that made me feel deeply empowered and truly seen was my involvement with Project Trinity, where we called it a digital storytelling initiative for young women in rural community. It was more than just a workshop. It was a mission to bridge the gap between creativity and access. We installed solar panels and brought internet connectivity to a village that has never been online before. I'll never forget the look in those ladies' eyes as they touched a computer for the first time, recorded their voice, designed digital posters, and told their stories to the world. They went from being unheard to being authors of their own narratives. And in that space, something magic happened, not just for them, but for me too. I saw how creativity can ignite confidence, how tech, when placed in the right hands, become a tool of liberation, and how being part of community that uplifts and implies each. Thank you.
Wow, that's amazing, Milka. That's the fact that you have mentioned about Project Trinity, how project that before the arrival of Project Trinity, you had not even touched a computer, but now you know to operate. You're an expert. So that's really it really motivates me, and I think also Project Trinity will bring more motivation to the world. How it's empowering women, it's empowering youths and the communities, the remote communities, the forgotten communities, and the underserved communities. So to Alexandra, what kind of mentorship or exposure can boost the confidence of young women in the tech world?
Okay. To build confidence in young women, they need to see others like them succeeding. But beyond that, they need hands and opportunities, space when they can experiment, try things, and every fail without fear. Particularly workshops, related mentors, and environments that value their voice are key. They need to feel like tech isn't just for men or the highly educated, it's for them too. Thank you.
Yes, that's very inspiring, Miss Alexandra. That when you are in the right environment, when you are in the right exposure, and given the right tools, then you're good to go. You can show the world who you are. Like, okay, this gives me to think of the, let's say, in the back before the arrival of technology, we could just go to the field, and then we have a type of grass where you can just take your grass and start making a rope using that grass. That means that we are very creative. It's only that we did not have the right tools, the right technology to implement it. Actually, that shows that when you are given the right tools, then you can show the world who you are. So if you are watching, to our viewers right now, if you are watching us and following us right now, please don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and don't forget to comment. Thank you. So let's continue with Lillian. Why do you think it's important for tech teams to include more women, and how does that improve innovation?
Okay, that's a great question. So for me, so tech teams grow strongly and vigorously when they reflect with the diversity of the people they are trying to serve. When women bring unique perspectives, even shaped by their experiences in their home, in education, in leadership, or in the community service. So women are part of the design process. Innovation becomes more practical, inclusive, and human-centered. For example, in an environment or infrastructure projects, women may raise issues that men overlook, like water accessibility for households, safety around public installations, or how designs affect caretakers or school-going children. So including women leads to better decision-making and more empathetic solutions. And now, with technology becoming more accessible, women have greater opportunity to lead projects, start businesses, and contribute to technological changes. But access alone is not enough. We also need a spaces that welcome and value women's input.
Yes, thank you so much, Lillian. I see that last point that women require access, and then they're good to go. So this brings me to a point where can we say that you see a small baby, a small child, it's a mother, it's a woman who can teach that child how to play. That's a skill. That's a creativity. A woman just can teach that child how to play, how to do some things to learn by himself. That's a very very creative way. So to Metusela, in your experience, do digital tools expand or limit creativity? Why?
From my experience, they help, especially in places where access to formal resources is limited. These tools make it easier to learn, to experiment, and to grow up. That said, we have to be intentional. Templates and algorithms can sometimes make things feel predictable. Must always push ourselves to create authentically, not just replicate. Thank you.
Well, that's very great, Metusela, that these technology tools, it increases creativity. Those things that you could just draw down, like you can get a person coming up with a plan, a design for a house plan, the architecture work, drawing it in the soil, in the ground. With this coming up of technology, with the technology, there are many apps that someone just can go and design and use that app to come up with a structure of how that house should look like, to visualize. These things, just someone imagines that, comes up with ideas from the imaginations, and then draw that visualization. So that's very great, that we are very proud that this technology, it expands the creativity. So to you, Milika, what advice will you give to young girls, let's say in Kenya, who feel tech is not meant for them?
My advice is tech is for you. Don't let fear, stereotypes, or lack of access stop you. Start with what you have. Even your phone can be a tool for learning and creating. Ask questions, break things, and rebuild. And most of all, note that there are women like me and many others cheering you on. You don't need to fit in. You are made to stand out. And if you ever feel like you don't belong, remember this. Women from rural areas through Project Trinity are learning how to design, upload, edit, and sell online. If they can rise, so can you. You are smart enough, creative enough, and brave enough. Don't wait for the perfect moment, start now. And if you can also create a TikTok content to make people laugh, so know that you are creative enough and take it's yours. Thank you.
Wow, that's so inspiring, Miss Milika. That's very motivating. Tech is for everyone. So for those, Milka's just said that for those young girls who feel that this technology is not ours, let them learn. That Milka's just said that you start now. It's for everyone. Even for a young girl, you can just start it today. Don't procrastinate, and then it's good. You're going to be a great person in the society. It's for everybody. Just with a small motivation and right people in your surroundings, then you're good to go and you're going to do marvelous things. Let's go, women. So to Alexandra, how can creativity and technology help rebuild or strengthen post-crisis communities like those in Haiti?
After a crisis, creating help us dream again, and technology help us turn those dreams into action. It can be used to connect people, share information, educate, and create small businesses. It can help map local needs, deliver digital service like telemedicine or virtual learning, and put women and youth at the center of rebuilding efforts. Communities grow stronger when they are part of the solutions.
Yes, thank you, Miss Alexandra. That's the technology as helps in rebuilding even the communities in times of crisis. That we have something like telemedicine to bring people to. It's a technology that helps in health facilities. So that means that even in times of crisis, like those faced in Haiti, this technology also still helps. It still plays a very important role in helping those, maybe those who are injured, or to get this access to health. That's very great. So to Lillian, maybe you can share with us what's your vision for the future of women in tech in Kenya and beyond.
Okay, thank you for that question. So my vision is bold but simple. I want to see tech fully opened up to women, especially young women in rural and urban Kenya. I imagine a future where girls can confidently say, I am building that app, or I designed that system, or I used AI to solve that problem. So that will be amazing. I want to see more women using an AutoCAD software to design infrastructure, or use also AI tools to run businesses. Even Canva also can be used to share the stories in a simple way or in a visualized manner to the world. I want I want school to offer digital literacy early and community spaces to provide training in AI and design. So as women in Kenya or worldwide have always been creative problem solvers, even when they don't have the title of an engineer or a developer. Now, with the right tools, mentorship, and support, they can lead in building the systems that power our future, not just in Kenya, but worldwide. My hope is that no girl or a woman will feel that tech is not for them because it is absolutely ours. Thank you.
Okay, I have a question for Lillian. What was your feeling when you came up with your first project with the Auto Garden?
Okay, I feel amazed when I came up with my first idea of solving problems because that's a creative and it comes to work. So I feel very impressive.
Okay, thank you, Lillian. That's remind me for my first time when I was taught C plus plus. So my first that was my first time coming across the C plus plus. So I was reading codes was so difficult for me, and I was like, hey, will I be successful with this, or should I change my course and do the I do education? But with the passion I had, with the creative part I have for technology, everything went well for me. Thank you.
Wow, that's very, very inspiring. Yeah, that's you said that your first programming language was C++, and you came through it. You did it. Yeah, that's very inspiring. And also, Lillian, you said that you as a woman, you can just imagine that now you've used your creative ways to come up with maybe AI agents, or you have come up with websites that you can just see a website running, and then you tell your friends, can you imagine I'm the one who designed this? Or can you imagine I'm the one who did this? Or you just see a very beautiful house that you designed. You come up with the architecture of that house, and then it's built like that. And then you tell your friends, you see that house? It's me who came up with a plan. It's me who designed it. That's really amazing. That's really amazing, and I think it's very innovative actually. So to Metusela, okay, sorry, to Metusela, maybe you can share with us what role do you see young men playing in supporting more women's creativity in tech spaces?
Yes, um, they can amplify women voices, mentor them, help build safe, inclusive spaces where everyone can contribute and be respected. Creativity thrives in community, and it's stronger when everyone is invited to the table. There was a time when women had no rights and were excluded from many areas of society. They didn't have access to education, leadership roles, or even the freedom to make their own choices. But today, things are changing. More and more women are stepping into different fields, from business to technology, from politics to the arts. They are leading, creating, and making a powerful impact. Like the
Wow.
podcast today, we have 5 women in the live. We have access to all things, but anytime is not possible to the woman to do something. Is all day the men, but today we have access to do what we want to do. We use technology, we use um, all thing. I can say that.
Wow, that's very inspiring. That in the past, women were not, they were not allowed to do many things. They were not, like, they were limited. But now the fact is that now men have also come into supporting women to innovative ways. They have come to supporting the creative ways, the ideas that women have, to come up with solutions to solve community problems, and also in general the problems to the world. Yeah, it's very inspiring, and it really motivates actually. So as women were unlimited. It means that what we can also do, we can also do more. When you see, even today's in tech field, we have a lot of women who are trying to come to it, to learn it. So it's, we are coming to, we are going to, we are also, we have learned that we are not limited. We can learn anything, so long as you just want to know it, you have the interest, and you want to learn it, and you want to explore it, then you can do it. So to Milka, how can we build more inclusive tech spaces where women's creative voices are valued?
Okay. We start by listening to women, funding their ideas, and putting them in decision making rooms. We need mentorship, storytelling, and platforms like Project Trinity that highlight our contributions. Inclusion isn't just about making space, it's about sharing power and shifting culture so women don't just participate, they lead. We realized that if we truly wanted to unlock the creative and economic potential of these women, we have to go beyond training. We have to build infrastructure. So Project Trinity will introduce solar panel and internet access into their community. It wasn't just a technical solution. It was a creative move to remove the very barrier holding women back. The solar panel gave us stable power to run laptop charges, charging phones, and hold digital sessions day and night. The internet connection opened the gateway to global tools like WordPress, Canva, and economical platform. And with those two in place, women started learning, uploading, designing, and selling online. Bringing in solar and internet wasn't just a tech upgrade, it was a creative leap that turned a disconnected community into a digital village. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. Such that when you have the when you that the spaces, when you give just the women spaces to learn, when you give them the right tools, then they are, they can proceed, and they can be great people in the society. The fact that you can imagine that all of us here who are now speaking to you in live in the podcast Project Trinity, that before Project Trinity started, we we had no idea of even of even, let's say, having a computer, a laptop, or how to operate a laptop very well, how to be an expert in maybe programming languages, in designing, using Canva to design, or even using these tools to come up with something creative, something to solve community problems. Actually, we didn't have even an idea, but maybe some of us, we had the idea, but now we did not know how to implement them, because we had no right technologies. We did not have access to technologies. But now, see us, we can now do it, and we can solve the community problems. Yeah. So to Alexandra, maybe if you could invent a tech tool, if you're given an opportunity now to invent a tech tool that it amplifies the creative women's voices, what will it be?
Thank you, Valerie, for this question. I would create digital platform for Caribbean creative women, a space to showcase their art, sell their work, collaborate, learn, and access support. It will be multilingual, secure, and exclusive, connecting women for urban and rural areas and elevating their work to an international audience. It will be a network for visibility, empowerment, and solidarity. Thank you.
Wow, that's very amazing, Miss Alexandra, that you could just create an app for the Caribbean women, such that those Caribbean women, they can be recognized to the world. That when they speak, the world also recognizes them, that they are women who are from Caribbean, and their voices are heard. That's very awesome. Maybe for my guest, any last comments before we wind up?
Yes, I want to ask you a question. What do you do in Kenya? Like art with hands. You use the hands to do something very interesting. What is it?
Yes, actually, here in Kenya, we use ants to plait the hair. Like now, you can see mine here. It's ants that it was used to do hits. So people in Kenya, women in Kenya, they have many creative ways. They can use their hands to braid the hairs for the fellow women, and also we have the beads, the ushanga. It's called ushanga in Kiswahili. Women use their hands to do it. They just design it. You just imagine. It depends with the client request. If someone comes and tells you that I want a ushanga that it has this beads, this color, and then this design, it's just you. Then you come up, you arrange the beads one by one very well, colors blending well, and then you come up with it. Yeah, that's what we use with our hands in Kenya.
Yes. In Haiti, we do sandals and big. If you want to put your photos in a shirt, there are someone can do it for you. If you want to make a hat, someone can do it for you with the hands.
Yeah, thank you, Sheila. I have a question for Milka. What do you doing in your free time, Milka?
Okay, thank you. And also don't forget coding we also do it with our hands. So what I do when I'm free is I do play football and also listen to music. Thank you.
Yes, that's very incredible. So before we wrap up, I would love to give each one of you a moment for any maybe any closing remarks. Is there anything you'd like to leave to our listeners today? A final thought, maybe an encouragement or a message you want them to remember? Yes, just 1 minute.
Okay, thank you. To every woman listening, your creativity is powerful. Your ideas matters. Whether you are coding, crafting, or dreaming up your next big thing, you belong in tech. Let's keep building spaces that reflects all of us. And to my fellow women in tech and creativity, don't dim your light. Shine louder. Dream bigger and keep lifting others as you rise. Thank you for having me.
Okay, I believe that the future of innovation will be shaped by creative minds who dare to think differently, and by women who are not only participating in tech but leading in it. So let's keep creating, keep sharing, And most importantly, keep showing up because our voice and ideas matters. Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, I want to say to the women, we have access to do what you want to do. You have the capacity. You can go on. A create short time, femme yo nou kapab, gen pile bagay nou kapab fè, kembe la, pa décourager, pa pe affronter barrière yo. Parce que nous là pour nous aider. Nous gen capacité. Longtemps, femme pas gen accès avec quelques bagay. Mais pour ça, nous capable à nous faire. Keep going, women. You can do it. You have the capacity. You have the ability to do it. Thank you.
Wow, wow. What an incredible conversation today on the Project Trinity podcast. I want to give my deepest thanks to our amazing guests, Metusela, Lillian, Alexandra, Jocelyn, and Milka, for sharing their wisdom, their stories, and their creative solution that really inspire us all. Today, we had a real life examples of how creativity isn't a luxury, it's a survival. How technology, when made accessible, becomes a lifeline. And how women's voices in tech aren't just important, they're absolutely essential for building more equitable, resilient communities. If this conversation moved you, challenged you, or taught you something new, please don't keep it to yourself. Follow Project Trinity on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Subscribe wherever you are listening so you never miss this important conversation, and share this episode with someone who cares about real solutions and real change, because the more we listen, the more we learn. The more we learn, the more we act, and the more we act, the closer we get to a world where everyone's creativity is valued and everyone's voices is heard. Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. It truly means the world. I am your host, Valerie Jeruto, inviting you to keep imagining, keep building, and keep working for a better tomorrow. Until next time, still inspired, stay connected, and keep supporting local ideas that drive a global change. Bye.